Oh, ow. Hiya, welcome. Today we're going to be digging into this box and hopefully making something interesting with its contents. Uh-oh. This feels like something you might use pastels on. I know it shows colored pencils. Also not my strong suit. Let's find out what's inside this Art Snacks Plus box. Illustration boards. Alright, so this is a cold pressed premium surface on a rigid board. There are 3 and they're slightly off-white. They're by the brand Crescent. They're a little bent in shipping. Nothing a dictionary can't fix. Alright, we get to look inside the bubble wrap bag. Find out what we're going to be working with on top of the illustration board. We have the 2 menus here. One has the Art Snacks Plus, one has the Art Snacks. We have... Didn't they give this ours? We've definitely gotten this before. I don't know if it was in an Art Snacks box because I gave it to my friend's little sister. They're markers. That's exciting. I do love me some markers. It looks like it's a 6 set of the cool grays and warm grays, if I remember. Yes, so there are 3 cool grays and 3 tones of warm gray. I think it came in a Powerful Packs box. There are 6 of those, and I believe they're brush nib on one side and chisel on the other. Oh no, it's bullet nib and chisel. Also, we have the snack, a watermelon airheads, don't mind if I do, and finally, so far we just have grayscale markers. What am I going to be using them with? We have the Art Snacks sticker. It's got a fun geometric square, almost plaid pattern. We have another sketch marker by Graphics. I don't think I even said, but it's the same brand as the grayscale ones. And this is in the color 925. I think it's safe to assume that it's orange. We also have hard tip, neon yellow, water-based pigment ink, brush pen. It's just a less flexible brush nib. There really isn't any give on that. Well, how can they call that a brush pen? We'll find out. There are also 2 pencils in the color dark flesh, the other one in green ochre. And they have color coordinated tip. And finally, what do we have here? The Monograph Pastel. Oh, is this pink? It says it's the Monograph Pastel Color Mechanical Pencil in 0.5, which is my favorite size. But does it actually draw in pink? Exactly matches my nails. That's kind of freaky. The eraser twists out. Push on this. It just looks normal. Wait, I need paper. Please be pink, please be pink. I feel betrayed. Anyway, let's clean out the desk and let's try and play around with these art supplies. I want to swatch them because the colors are interesting. These are pretty simple. You have the cool tones. Just with those 3, you have a lot of variation. And then you have the warm versions. Something a little extra. Then we have the random orange marker. What I would think about doing is using either the warm grays or the cool grays with the orange as like a contrasting hue. The orange looks really great with the warms, and then with the cools, it's much more contrasted from them. It'd still be a decision, but I don't think I would mix the cool grays with the warm grays. Then we have this guy called Neon Yellow. Basically looks like a highlighter. We'll have to see if that like fades over time. It's giving me very futuristic vibe for our color scheme. And then we have these 2. It's a nice warm brown that kind of pulls away from using the cool tones. And then we had green ochre, a very warm green. If I use this one, and this one, they're all warm. This, and this is cool. What if I went with like a Mars theme? Maybe use the warm colors and then use this for like something that lights up. I should test it out here before we move to one of these boards. Got like rocket ships and whatnot. What's a rocket ship look like? I guess a rocket ship can literally look like anything if it's its own universe. Here we go. Is this a rocket ship? I don't know what's happening there. Playing around with the lines and seeing what happens. Looks like some kind of bug. This is where the cockpit is, but then like engines, and then this was supposed to be a wing. It might be cool if we take a little inspiration from the cover of this. I don't draw hard metal things ever. Let's see if I can design maybe a helmet. So that's like the eye holes. Maybe a little decal of angry eyebrows. Pointy at the bottom. Should we give it some like ear things? If this is the ear, the neck will be coming out here. And then you're gonna need something to protect your neck. Maybe some hair. Who says you can't have long hair in space? Haters, that's who. We're gonna need something around the mouth. Maybe just some lines denoting the shape and structure. The saddest part about this is my favorite thing to do is draw faces. I mean, we could do a thing where we still would need to know what the mask looks like, but if you drew someone there holding their mask, you know, do one of those like conquer poses. You can give them space outfit, helmet hair. I was thinking, oh, you can use one of these dark grays for the space background, but I don't think it's dark enough. Unless we follow this theme of using warm grays for the outfit and the cool grays for space. I mean, it probably could pass. It's pretty dark. Maybe this is like buttons and lights and a belt, maybe. Maybe there's like some LED lights on the ridges here. Or even right here. This would make it very impractical for vision purposes, but could look cool. And we could do orange hair. I guess we're using warm grays for like the outfit. And I think I'll leave spots of white for even more contrast with the space in the background. Orange glass here, and we can layer that with one of the grays. More like a tinted sunglass sort of situation. Is that weird with like a big white triangle in the front? It's definitely going in the right direction. I think we just have to come up with the pose before we move on to the board. I feel like we need to come up with something a little bit more original. I'll ponder the idea of maybe including some kind of background. If she's on Mars, that would be orange, right? Or any sort of orange planet. That's kind of cool because then the orange is separated. Let's draw just the character bigger. I want to figure out what the outfit's gonna look like because that's the most exciting part for me right now. So let's do that next. Not gonna worry too much about pose. Nice generic stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to see the feet. I'm not worried about her like being able to breathe. The atmosphere is fine. That means we don't have to like cover 100% of the skin. I also like the idea of there being like maybe antenna. She can communicate. Give her a nice strong pose. Maybe she's the captain. I like the shapes in there. I don't know if I did them on purpose, but whatever I'm seeing looks cool. So it's like a triangle right here, line here, and it kind of looks like a triangle this way. I like the idea of some kind of turtleneck that's coming out from maybe some kind of armor. Higher neck with a turtleneck to poke out of. I like these gray stripes, so maybe they're like this, and that'll be gray. This will probably all be gray here. This is all one piece, I guess. Just looks so flat and cartoony. Maybe it needs more lines of shape. Some kind of side zipper on this so it doesn't line up with that front seam. Kind of like the idea of nixing these shoulder pad things. Making it look more like a vest. Then the shoulders would kind of just maybe have Kevlar jersey. Although that's not a thing. I was trying to make fun of like a knit Kevlar. Does that exist? Now we need something here. Could maybe do horizontal lines. Follow that up here. Feeling Star Warsy. I think that means I'm heading in the right direction. Let's just add some square straight lines. When it comes to like character design for like movies and films and stuff, there's a logic to the lines, but I'm literally just throwing them in there. Yeah, there's more lines. I got the knee thingies. We could do like one knee pad, you know, go all asymmetrical. Do it on this side. What about those like big ones that like protect the shin as well? Find the 3D shapes in there. I still liked the lines on the knee too, so maybe we'll go back to that. Definitely need some kind of gloves. Maybe fingerless. And then we still have the red hair. Maybe a ponytail. A little Samus-like. No. That's a sort of superhero vibe to it that I feel like I need to pull away from and go more spacey. Part of that might be because Captain Marvel's from space and she has an outfit kind of similar to this. But maybe if I give her a gun, superheroes don't usually have guns. Some kind of earpiece. Short hair also feels like a good idea. What if we do like a trendy, it's not trendy anymore, but like the side hip belt thing. Follow that sort of shape here as well, so that there's some kind of similarities. I don't want to give her thicker eyebrows. Thinner ones aren't suiting her. I feel like she definitely needs like a nice lace-up boot. If we make this some kind of undergarment, like all these little ridged stripe areas, I feel like that gives it a more spacey vibe. We should make this not as straight, so it's like, oh, that's the end of one fabric and another's beginning. And that would make this more of a sock, and this is like the undergarment thing. So maybe here there'd be some showing. I also kind of like the big boot idea, where it's like a skinny leg going into a thicker boot. Try that. Yeah, I definitely like that better. I just think it's cute. Throw practicality out the window. What we could do is just make goggles for her that kind of follow this idea with the triangles and the more straight across bottom. So then we could give maybe like headphones. Because of all this, it needs something poking out the bottom like hair. Wow, why does that change the look so much? Maybe some kind of headband piece holds it on. What if we add like a cargo short zipper? What about a cape? What do we think about a cape? It could cover up half of this and then fall off to the side. Then we can shrink the hair back, right? Go back to the short hair. Then it can cover up that. It loses the turtleneck. So let me take this idea and try and come up with something that we can transfer onto one of these illustration boards. We could put them on like a cliff, to like be sitting there, admiring the view. This might be better in a landscape. Then you can see like maybe some of the terrain back here. And maybe we'll put a couple planets so you know it's not just Sahara Desert or something. Now the thing about this is I'm not really gonna see much of the outfit, you know? What if they're just standing there? I think we're gonna have to go with like a hero pose of some kind. I just feel like this is a really good opportunity to be able to do like a simple background. So if there's like a cape, it can come this way, right? I'm gonna start getting into like studying landscapes so that I don't have this problem. Maybe some odd structures, a couple planets up here. It's interesting. I feel like I can still build up on that though, so I'm gonna try again. Sit the character down or lean her against something so she's not in action. It's a whole thing on its own. So just sit her down somewhere. Maybe some rocks. And the cape can still blow in the wind. She's got like one shoulder up on this rock. And the other arm's kind of like touching that hand. Stopped for a moment. Maybe her jetpack's recharging. Then we could probably put the planets up here. Maybe one really big one. Might have to look up some references of rocks or something to figure out what this thing she's leaning on is. But other than that, I feel like I might be able to block out the shapes on our illustration board here. So have the character taking up about this much space. There's a ton of space up here for the space. So the character is kind of important. Let me see if I can get the pose down for this. When this shoulder's up a little and rested on this formation. The shoulders. This one I assumed would kind of come around and just sort of hold the other arm. Then we have the cape and the everything. So this knee, like here, the foot about there. And then I'm thinking I might have to move this leg this way. The inwards doesn't really make sense if they're leaning on this. Pull this arm this way a little more. We still want to do the goggles after this cute face I drew. Cover it up. The knee would actually be there. And those big boots too. Because we are drawing it a lot smaller, the outfit might get a little bit more simplified. Drawing some hands here and here. Build up some like planes, formations. Maybe some wider ones. Then we have the planets up here. Okay, I think we also need something kind of blocking out the space here. Kind of lightly erase this and add in some line art. The goggles, whatever you want to call them. I feel like something's missing. When I cut out the ear, I feel like a lot makes less sense. Shoot! No. Losing interest in this drawing, and I hate that feeling. When you're forcing yourself to do something you love. Ugh, barf. Not the best feeling in the world. No. It can be a good feeling though, because it can mean that you're doing something you're not comfortable doing. You're kind of breaking down some new walls. I mean, have you ever done a renovation project? It looks worse before it looks better. I'm gonna try and keep that in mind. You can kind of see some areas where I'm like simplifying it, and I actually like those parts better than the parts where I'm like trying to make it more detailed and failing. What else do I use line art for? I feel like I need it on that rock that she's actually leaning on. Come up a little higher there. Try and focus on vertical lines of the rock structure. There's gonna be lines coming in, but like it should heavily be a majority of vertical lines. I do want something here taking up space. Might bring this down a little bit more, like to this level. I'm just gonna erase all this pencil. And we can start to throw some color on here. I'm gonna use orange for all of this rock stuff, and then use the warm grays on top of the orange to add a variety of tones. I guess that's step one. Grab that chisel nib, grab my sketchbook and put it underneath. Or it in sections to hopefully avoid too many streaks. They actually kind of look cool. They kind of add to the pushing back of the background. I don't think I ever pictured that there'd be this much orange, and yet here we are. Now I'm going to imagine in my little universe that the closer to the camera is going to be darker, further away lighter, and then the sky is just going to be blacked out, man. I don't care if that makes sense. It's what my brain's telling me what to do. I'm going to take the darkest warm gray. I'm going to color in this rock that's in front. My verdict on this paper is that it's pretty cool so far. I quite like it. And then I'm going to layer the darker gray with the orange on top. I'm going to try the second darkest warm gray here. I'm going to layer that with orange. We'll see if that works or if I should just go over the whole thing with the darker one. There's a difference between this and this, but is it enough? I just add a little gray on top of that to kind of add some shadows so it's not so flat. I wonder if I use the lightest warm gray, what does that look like on top of it? I might layer the lightest warm gray over the whole thing just so that this feels more vibrant, or at least this furthest area. Probably should have thumbnailed the colors. Just occurring to me right now. Let's go back to the orange, finish coloring in these rocks. Oh wait, I need the darkest warm gray. Color in this rock. Color in this big rock. Go over that with the orange. Warm gray. How are we doing? A little assessment. I need to be less harsh on myself. For the rest of this video, I'm not gonna say one more negative thing about this. I'm just gonna try my best and let it speak for itself and then move on to the next one tomorrow. For this, I guess I gotta color that whole thing in with orange because it's also a rock. We'll have to figure out what like tones to put on top afterwards. I'll just color the whole thing in orange though. Try to add some variation in like the planes of the rock. Let's add a shadow. I wonder if I can mix that in with the lighter warm gray to blend it out. I'm going to try to use this mid-tone warm gray and not get too close to this because I want the contrast to be pretty great. So I think I'll just create like the rock formation shape. So like the top of it's casting a shadow. Blend that out with the lighter one. And that way, this top piece will be the most orange bit. The light's hitting it. Bring this piece up a little so there's no tangent right behind the arm. Alright, let's move on. Should I fill in the background next? I'm going to try the mid-tone cool gray. Fill this in. I think we're definitely going to need to be darker than this. Something I'm noticing about this board is that it's kind of hard to blend the markers. They dry really fast. Probably because it's so thick. If I do this and I want to like blend it out, it dries so fast it's kind of difficult. It's going to be a hard time blending this out. Might just have to make it kind of cartoony. I've been using the warm gray. Oh no! I'm supposed to be using this gray. Guess I just gotta fill this whole background in. This won't take very long at all. Layer, layer, layer. I'm not sure this marker will have any ink in it at the end. That's streaky enough for you? The lightest cool gray. Line this planet. This will just be a round planet. Alright, got the first layer down. It's only a little streaky. Thinking I want to go over it all with the cool gray again because that looks nicer down there. Glad I'm making it darker. Try some swirlies. Still streaky, but I think it's better. As it dries, I feel like it gets more splotchy. Is that just me? Could be the chisel. Kind of hard to blend out those things with a chisel. I'm going to try and see if I can blend those out later. I just want to add in our first layer of this deep, cool gray. You guys see the difference between when I'm slower versus when I rush it? I think I was rushing it. I wasn't paying that much attention. I think it's the paper that's making it so splotchy because certain papers don't absorb the ink the same way. Anyway, I wanted to just see if I could blend this out so it kind of looked like the planet was glowing. Switchies. That kind of worked. Okay, so then next we're going to be coloring in the character with the warm grays, which are these. And I wanted to color the goggles in with orange. Oh, the hair was supposed to be orange too. I never put those two together, so now that might be a little too much orange in one place, but look at all this. So I think I'll use the lightest warm gray for this area, because it's so close to the rest of it. I guess we should do the same thing with this tape since it interacts so much with the deep cool gray. Shade that out with the mid-tone one. Blend it out. The mid-tone one goes here. Just pick kind of areas to use it. And I want to leave some places white too, so I don't want to go too overboard. I think by leaving some white, you'll get contrast since the planets are kind of white. Do the knees. I feel like it's not warm enough. Well, that should probably be the dark one. Add in those lines. Follow that trend. We also have this like highlighter pen thing, which has not faded. It's still very vibrant. Stick in this. What about like, does it look like it's glowing? I don't even know if you can see that on camera. Definitely want the arms to be this dark. I just don't know what I'm gonna do there. But I'm gonna do it on this side, just reaffirm that decision. I think the white gel pen maybe will help me out. Oh shoot, I went all the way to the hand. Well, this one's wearing a glove. I could put a glove in this hand, watch. There you go. Lightest gray for the boots. I feel like there's not enough warm gray. So we'll just do that. Some lips. Throw some more orange in here. Oh wait, I didn't use... I haven't used these pencils. Let's see what these do. Look at this. This is fun. It adds a fun texture too. So I just want to use this for like the deepest shadows, I guess. I can like blend that with my finger. Try that green color and see if I can shade the... Ew, I don't like this color. Disgusting. I think I will grab a white gel pen. I'll just add some stars, distract from the splotchy background. I like to do stars in like patches because I feel like it just looks more bright. I don't know. I might actually make it swirl like this. Just keep it in a swirly. Random sparse stars as well. And there we have it. I said I wouldn't say anything negative, so I'll keep most of my comments to myself. I really tried to do like a background. I think the pencil adds a lot. If I had different colors, I feel like I could do even more with like the rock formation. The colors I don't think worked out perfectly, but there's contrast between this and that, which is cool. I think the character does get lost a little bit because I used such a dark color for most of it. If I'd done it again, I would do more of a white colored outfit. It was fun experimenting, coming up with an idea and like an outfit for the character and then a pose and everything. Actually drawing a background for once. I'm gonna add a little rim light to this. I'll let that dry and then I'll probably go over it with the orange again just to make it brighter. But before I do that, I do want to thank you guys for watching and coming along with me on this journey where I attempted to draw a background. Every time I use pencils on top of markers, I'm like, I need to do this more often, and then I don't. But I need to do this more often. It's really cool. I love the textures that you get. I do want to send thank you to R6Box for sending this to me to try out and to share with you guys. I will have a link in the description. Just try it. There we go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all next week. I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye.